No. Serious StarCraft is ready to be played. Well, the soothing sound of the Terran theme and probes should lull you into a sense of awe and respect for two of the best players in StarCraft 2. In the top left, the Polish Protoss, the sportsman from Team Liquid, a WCS circuit finalist. It's Liquid Mana. And in the bottom right of Dreamcatcher, the Canadian Terran, known for his willingness, the Maru of the West. If you take a look at that player card just for a moment, known for his proclivity for things like proxies, and of course micro and control. It's Masa, representing Team OSC Elite. No, go away. Oh. Okay. We're starting off nice and slow. We're gonna ease right into it. It does appear. No proxy racks. Oh, he's gonna actually trap the probe and build a Marine first. We've been seeing a little bit more variety. Well, we've been seeing a lot of variety out of Terrans, let's be honest. But a little bit more variety when it comes to opening up without a Reaper, even when you decide not to go for the proxy racks. You're going to be able to kill off that probe, some good stutter step micro. And for those wondering, we will be jumping back and forth between Europe and North America. So each player has a slight ping advantage on their server. It's by no means a huge difference. Like, for example, yesterday, Neeb was playing from America. He's back home for a week before BlizzCon. And he just played the entire match on the EU server against Cero, which would be an advantage to Cero. But guess what? Not a big enough one. 3-0 Neeb. Spoilers, if you can't read a bracket. And actually, Masa has yet to... He scouted a little bit. He scouted for, it looks like, Stargates, Robos, things like that, but that's about it. This is one of the safest... Well, this could transition into an attack, but the Robo early on is kind of your... I'm not exactly sure what's happening, but I want to have options and defense build. Now, some players will just straight up just make observers, and that's what Mana's doing. Some players can and will transition this into like a Warp Prism Gateway attack. Mana is a shield Protoss, though. There are two distinct types of Protoss at the pro level right now. There are shield Protosses like Neeb, like Mana, like Stats, who most of the time, while they will do timing attacks and all-ins, have a tendency to just want to sit back, get their third base, get their upgrades, get their tech. Oh my god, that little probe block there. So cute. So stylish. But Mana looks like he's just playing as safe as possible. And then there's the YOLO Toss, who are players like Haz, like Shadone, like SOS, who will just sometimes unprovoked, with nothing but just whatever their starting game plan was, just decide, we're going for a cannon rush against Terran. Who says that's a good idea? I do. We're going to base trade a Terran. It doesn't matter. But Mana is not a YOLO Toss if you've seen this tournament. If you watch Mana versus Bly, he's playing about as safe as he can. Oh my god. I need to learn to read the production tab before I say anything. And then he's following up with 4 more gates and a War Prism. 5 more gates, so he is attacking. God. Now, it appears he's seen what he wanted to see. And what he wanted to see was when the production of Masa is coming together. It's simply not. He's attacking him. So everything I just said was wrong. The general idea was right. Everything I said, though, was wrong. So just ignore it. The observer sees that there's not even going to be stim for quite a while. Masa a little bit slow on, well, he's microing a Widow Mine drop and successfully killing some probes. But the problem here for Masa, which is a pretty serious problem, is he's not going to have any units really in the main to deal with this. I think Masa's starting to realize there weren't 2 more gases at the net. He's very suspicious. The Marines are holding. A big warping coming in. The Stalker's on the way across. And the medevac. The medevac, very important. And unfortunately, that does give him the warning to potentially get the SCVs up here. Having any amount of repair is a huge deal in defending this attack. The force fields all across the board. The Immortal, can it be targeted down? He's got it there. There goes the bunker. The boys will be pulled. The Immortal standing strong with red HP, but not dead yet. More boys are going to be pulled. 6, 8 SCVs so far, but the Marines coming down from the main. The Warp Prism in a vulnerable position. 2 medevacs come out. Maybe just in time for Mana to hold. He could maybe get the Prism. He's underneath it. He targets it down. The Immortal now vulnerable. He picks up. Does the Observer actually see? It sees one of the Widow Mines. It has to get in position. But Masa has held for now. The scan gets the Observer. No longer has the target potential on the Widow Mines. 13 SCVs have gone down thus far. Can Masa continue to hold? He's going across the map. He's got stim. He's got combat shields. He's got +1. Mana has not opted to go for aggression. Well, for macro behind this, rather. And what I mean by that is that there's no tech. There's no third. He hasn't been making that many probes. So that attack needed to do deadly damage, and it simply didn't. Stim, combat shield, and +1. This is going to make Masa's units just so much more effective than those of Masa. Now, man, I knew this would be a problem. I knew this would be a struggle. But Mana has an even bigger one. The Widow Mine already burrows. Mana now down on probes compared to a Terran who has more efficient units. Just not a great situation to be in. The Widow Mine connects. 6 more probes have gone down, including, well, on top of the ones from the Widow Mines earlier. But on the other side, Mana strikes back. The Warp Prism required. He needs to do something to keep, because Masa is just going to keep harassing him, keep pressuring him. The drop coming in again. Mana doing a lot of damage to the SCVs. The reinforcements being taken out. Masa is committing everything to the attack. He could target down the Adepts. More are being warped in. Probes starting to fall as well. The Immortal taken down. Oh, wait, he needs this medevac. Masa, get it out. Oh, he gets it at the last second. Mana trying to pull this one out. The main base has been gutted, but Masa still has 40 SCVs. Another Widow Mine connection, and another one, but the Immortal stands strong. The Adepts on the low ground, the boys have been pulled again. Masa starting to crumble here when it comes to his economy. 32 SCVs, 30. The boys still continue to be pulled. More on the other side. Losing the medevacs on Mana's side of the map is incredibly painful right now. Oh, the pickups! The moves! It looked like Masa might have a deadly army. Now Mana's going for the attack. Remember, Masa still has the more cost-effective army. The boys can be pulled. A Warp Prism, well, Warpian Sentries. Sentries are a lot of gas. There's no transition. He has no upgrades. He must break Masa now. The Warp Prism is a huge part of this. The shade being thrown. The Warp Prism, oh, eats the Widow Mine hit! Beautiful splash damage over the entire army! The boys are pulled! Only a single sentry survives! That's not enough! The Immortal goes down! The boys in front! The Terran behind! He has to pull back. Another Warpin. This is the last chance of Mana here. Now, he's killed a lot of SCVs. There's a dream of transitioning into another army. He's going to be able to, well, the budget blink there with the Warp Prism, but there's no sentries. There are Zealots without charge. There's no upgrades. Masa's got 1-1 done, and now he's on the chase. There's nothing to stop these Terran units from going wherever they please. The stim continuing. He's going to chase down some Zealots. Mana, he has more probes, but this army just does not stack up against the Terran bio. Adepts in the main. He's still chasing at the front. Is there an Immortal? He's got a couple sentries on the high ground, and these units need to go to rehab, but otherwise. High power game number 1 here. Something we're pretty used to seeing out of Masa, even though Mana was the aggressor. Oh, no, 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 the Widow Mine connects! And the Warp Prism goes down. That is the end of potential aggression from Mana. He's going to get 1 Warp Prism The Adept Glaives are on the way, but they're not going to have +1, which means they're not going to be able to two-shot Marines out of Masa, especially considering they have combat shields and +1 armor. Masa now, well, before he had the unit composition advantage, and he still does. He's maintained that. There isn't even a forge for him. A drop coming in. I mean, if he loses the medevac... What? Widowmine Burrows? I didn't even see it there. Mana did, though. Mana did. That drop in the back, it is important to keep alive. But a lot more bile. Another pylon. Masa is taking a third behind this. He's got an armory. I believe he just finished it. A drop in the main. He's tearing him apart. The stim bio in a good position. There's enough for a combat shield, but the lack of any upgrades. This army with no splash damage, you really just can't be down in upgrades like this without having overwhelming forces. More adepts being picked off, whittled down. And Mana, it's coming to the point where he just kind of has to go for an all-out attack and hope that Masa's a little bit out of position. He can isolate some of the army. I mean, I guess you could drag it out, but Masa knows what pressure points to get a hold of, what to apply. He's kept enough medevacs alive. The rocks will be taken down. The momentary respite is nearly over. A scan on Adepts counterattacking. Mana both needs to defend with less army, less upgrades, and a worse unit composition while attacking against a Terran who knows this is coming. At the front, the force fields need to be here. They are. Beautiful force fields to start. The Liberator was driven back. But still, the Adepts are shading in. Boys are going to be pulled. There are glaved Adepts. There's not that much bio at the front. SCVs are falling. Mana acquitting himself on both sides so far. 14 SCVs, 15 SCVs, but can he hold the front? Can he actually save himself in this match? Another Immortal taken down. There's none left. It's just gateway units against bio with medevacs, and that should be it. There's no way that Mana's gonna break this. Despite killing so many SCVs on the other side, there's just no way to break this army. Masa takes game number 1. The Canadian Terran off to a 1-0 lead. A bit of a mess. That's what I like to see. Mana opening up with a pretty aggressive robo play, and Masa got wind of it just in time. Honestly, those SCVs on the bunker saved him. If he had not gotten the SCVs there before the attack started, the boys, the real MVPs, as they often are, the unsung heroes. Well, not unsung, but definitely the heroes. Here we go again. Acid Plant will be game number 2, best of 5. Thank you for joining me for the Starladder Ultimate Series. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you've enjoyed thus far throughout the series, throughout the last 3 weeks, well, weekends, but thank you for being here. Game number 2. In the top left of Acid Plant, Mana. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised he opens up with aggression in game 1. He's well known as a defensive Protoss player. He caught an unlucky break, was scouted a bit early, and ended up not quite breaking through On the other side is Masa, who you can tell his style. Almost reckless aggression there. If he had just sat back and played defensive against a 2-base Protoss who had no tech overall, instead of potentially losing his medevacs if he had put together a stronger army, maybe a higher percentage play, but he didn't want to take the risk that Mana was going to be able to defend later on. So, while he took a couple risks, it ended up paying off. Mana scouting. He knows weak Terran's build in the main, but Masa is masquerading as one. He is not one. He's going to trap the probe, and this is interesting how he keeps doing this. It does slow down your expansion a little bit, but the probe's not getting out. Get rid of the probe, you get rid of the probe. It's peace of mind, right? Like, might cost you a little bit extra, but now you don't have to worry about probes around your base. It's gonna scout. There's no second guess in the fact that they're... Oh my god. Where's my Benny Hill team? And he gets... keeps that probe alive much longer than it ever had the right to be. A Stalker for mana. Will he break out the Twilight this time? No, he's gonna go Robo again. Okay. So now I'm really taking notes. I've a lot of Protosses, if you will. Now this is a forbidden romance between the two probes out on the map. Between the two workers. No, is he actually? The probe saw him. Masa. He's doing this a Hellion build. This is a Stalker? Didn't the probe? The forbidden fruit of a proxy starport. So, the reason you put a starport out here is because you get 4 Hellions out before a medevac would finish in your main. So if you put the starport out on the map, it's closer to the base. By the time the Hellions get there, usually you can have the medevac out. And also if you want a proxy liberator or something after that. On top of the fact, like, well, the Protoss just isn't expected. But the starport is finished. He's actually microing here. The Hellions have to come up and be revealed. This is such a weird fight with Hellions killing a Stalker. The SCV kind of trying to pretend like it did nothing wrong. He didn't start a medevac yet, though. So Masa really focusing on that micro. Masa, you got to start. Late on the medevac. So despite handling it early on, being able to kill that Stalker in a depth, he is not going to quite have the medevac as quickly as he might have wanted, because he was focusing on the micro. Not a huge deal. Mana knows. You see him. He's putting up his defenses. The pylon on the edge is a mainstay. He already saw the Hellions. You don't want to give away the Hellions, but he was forced to, because he got a little greedy, didn't make a bunker. So, that's why Mana's putting the pylon in the corner, because of this exact scenario. But the Stalkers are already here. He's going to drop the Hellions out anyways. The medevac should die, but how many probes will? That's the question. 3 to start. Ooh, 5 probes. Oh, it's starting to get... Okay. Okay, this is starting to be very... Oh, double digit is most definitely worth it. 13 probes. Now, he did lose the medevac and all the Hellions. But the thing is here, Mana doesn't have the tech really to punish. He's getting a Prism now, but... he's going for a Twilight. He's going for a Forge. There's only 3 gates. There's not counterattack potential, and anyways, Masa has a tank already. And he's getting a second one. It looks like Mana's going to go straight into a glaive timing again. +1. A huge upgrade for the Adepts. With the Adepts, it allows them to 2-shot SCVs and Marines, where without it, it didn't have that ability. So, they go together like bread and butter. But... Masa has been essentially untouched. He did slow his... It slows his army down to go for some harass like that, but killing 13 probes is worth it. Especially against a player who opens Robo like that. It really limits their options. Mana is not building probes anymore. I say it, and then he builds more probes. But he's down by 9 already to start. Masa finds the observer, takes it out. Mana needs to do some damage here, especially considering Masa has a 3rd CC already done. Like, the Adepts will drop in. He's going to find... Like, there's nothing to kill this Prism to start. It's going to be a lot of mining time lost. Multiple tanks. Adepts... No. Okay. I was like, no, you won't. He's actually just kind of escalating the situation. There's not really... How many Marines? He only has 5 Marines. It's tanks and... Such a weird scenario here. Unsieged tanks have to deal with the Adepts. Mana's walking an Immortal across the map. Will he just warp in more Adepts? He's just going for it. Glaives are done. +1 coming up. This is escalating. The start. He's going to body block the tank out with the Adepts. Masa, did he get too greedy and wait too long on his production? There's another tank coming in. Unsieged. Masa's starting to be picked apart here. There's only 3 gates with this. Remember, there's an Immortal making its way across the map. He goes to the low ground. Just SCVs there. The singular Immortal is making its way in. He can drop on a tank. 5 SCVs have gone down thus far. This is really starting to add up. This trickle has become a stream of damage. Looking to drop on the tank. Looking to drop on the tank. He doesn't get the target off to start, which means he won't kill the tank, but more SCVs killed. It's going to be +1 on this side. Masa has 3 CCs. Mana's still looking for opportunities. It looks like these will be taken out. The +1 going to be a big upgrade now that he finally has actual bio production. Two more gates on the way. +1 armor. Is that a Hellion? You made a Hellion. Ooh. Really trying to... Well, now that the medevacs are out, how many tanks are left? Just a single tank. He still has the Immortal alive. 2 Widowmines. A smart placement there as well. Another big warp in. Where's the tank? It's going to unsiege. He needs to move down the ramp. Combat shields and stim are done, so this isn't a bad army here. That tank on the high ground going to be so incredibly important.
Yes.
The Mad Shade coming in.
Just as I deserve.
Alright. He's going to have vision of the high ground. The Guardian Shield, a huge help here. The target on the tank. The Immortal a little distracted, but another warp in coming up. Mana with a deadly army. Masa just doesn't seem to have enough units. The boys are going to have to be pulled. The Widowmines, ooh, a huge part of the defense. This placement is really hard to work your way through if you don't have enough units. He only has a single sentry left over. Maybe a force field could be used. 10 SCVs have gone down thus far. We do see a couple more Widowmines on the high ground. They will connect one of them. Masa's forced to retreat. Mana breaking through. Another Widowmine connects. He's almost broken. Oh, a big Widowmine hit. That makes Mana decide, okay, maybe I don't want to be here anymore. The repair coming out for the command center. He needs to keep that alive. But Mana, it looks like he's... Another Widowmine hit. These mines are really starting to stack up. It looked like Mana might break through and actually just end the game outright. But remember, behind this, he doesn't really have the splash damage. Masa's getting... He has 3 command centers. This Immortal is chilling. I don't know, you can't commit that. It's not deadly damage yet. It's not deadly damage. But Masa's still in a dicey spot. The double medevac drop. This is exactly the... Oh, he's built a wall! It's a death trap! It's a... Okay. The dropout on the opposite side. He's going to try to flank the armory, but he can't. He doesn't quite have the numbers. Now, Mana has to make big decisions. Does he recall? Or does he attack? He recalls. He's got 50 workers now. He's going for blank. He did finish 1-1. He has upgrades. And he's contained Masa essentially to... Well, where did this orbital go? The drop in the back. There's not next to no units that aren't Widowmines to defend. A perfect commitment here. A split of the army. Masa does not want to be... He has one... You're mining from one base. You can't go home. There's no home to go back to. Masa with the Bronze League Heroes strats. Just put it in the corner and hope he doesn't scout it. I believe there was an SCV in one of those medevacs. But now, Mana has finally put the tech together to deal with the bio. There's no risk of just being overrun by Stim Marines and Marauders once you have the Ruptors out. He should be able to get the vision on whenever Masa's moving out. The worker count now definitely short up for Mana. despite losing so many to the Hellions early. We're moving past the point of no return here for Masa. He needs to get... Oh, his +1 armor was actually canceled. I didn't realize that earlier on. Those adepts are shot down. That's something. He's gonna mine with mules from the corner. The Wings of Liberty strats. Once 2 or 3 disruptors are out, it's almost impossible to actually micro your way out of that situation. And economically, he's not gonna catch up either. Masa's adding on production. I mean, you can't just pull the boys. Or can you? Masa still hasn't scouted. Like, if this goes unscouted for a while, Mana's gonna be... He might have thought he killed a command center in there. I don't know what he expects here. He's kind of on the edge looking for the third. Probes. Now, remember, the night is dark and full of Terrans. So you want to get as much of the map within vision. At this stage of the game, when you have 3 bases and you have to play somewhat defensive as a Protoss, the further you can expand your perimeter of vision out, the better. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's looking for... Well, this is what he's looking for. This is Masa's Hail Mary. He's actually pretty close in supply. He's really done a good job of that. But if this gets in, recall, off cooldown. Oh, Mana's ready. Mana knows. There's another... No, that's his main. The main is lifting. The disruptors are at the front. The Doom Drop is coming in. The Liberator looking for an opportunity. It slips past a cannon. All these SCVs are going to die. This is not where you want to be, Marauders. Immediate shot to the face. And suddenly there's next to no army at home to defend. He drops in the main. The Stalkers are already here. The cannon is here. The Widow Mines will burrow, but the Stalkers are ready. Mana takes it back 1-to-1, ties it up. Masa a little bit too greedy, and Mana finding the pressure point to lean on to be able to get the damage done and keep Masa from clawing his way back. A pretty scrappy series. No player allowed to take a third without taking a few punches to the face first. Thank you to Muslim for that host as well. Hopefully you had a good stream. We're finally figuring out who comes out on top without Cyril on the other side of the bracket, which is something I don't think anybody could have ever predicted without sounding like a crazy person. Thank you guys for joining us. And once again, thank you to the people joining us from the StarCraft 1 launcher. Apparently we are in the launcher, which is cool, under StarCraft 1, which is cool. Not the game we're playing, but close enough.
All my life I've been pushed around, always lost, not found, but I didn't realize. Like a giant standing in my way, leading me astray. Now it's time for me to rise. I knew I had to find myself.
All right, all tied up. I'm just waiting for them to load up the map. Need a breather, just a sec. So, Masa hasn't even broken out proxy racks yet. Well, he did proxy a starport that game. When does he... Because that's how he beat Neeb. Remember, Masa beat Neeb during the North American qualifiers. 3-1. Pretty convincing. It looked like Neeb was pretty lost against the proxy Cyclone, like concussive shell Marauder type of style. We're going into game 3. Why do we switch colors every single match? We need to enforce some more. Well, anyways. Oh, my jam. Bottom right, we have mana. Top left is Masa. Middle of the map is an SCV. Wait, what? Is he Macaraxin? A strategy as old as maybe not even StarCraft 2, but StarCraft 1 as well. You build barracks very close to your base, but not in your base, causing a Protoss or other race to panic and think you're being proxied, and then you kind of just float the barracks back into your base after a short time. I guess we can go from Macaraxin to Masaraxin. Song, though. He's looking for the racks. He sees the double gas, so Masa's making it look good. He's selling it. But his mana buying. Oh. Wait a second. What? Why is that so loud? Anyway, wait. Gotta get a little bit of production quality in there. But the Marine was visible for a split second. It looks like mana. Well, he's gone 2-gated home. I feel like Masa has a huge advantage right now. Mana. Oh, he sees that! He knows! He knows! What now? I have no idea. But since Masa knows that the probe scouted, the probe scouted the barracks and the factory, he can go out and kill this pylon. But mana, undeterred, another pylon. A classic tactic. I'm not sure where we go from here. It looks like Mana's just going to commit to the attack. Masa was doing kind of a sort of macro proxy. Yes, it's a thing. And now he's not... He needs a bunker. Without a bunker, this is potentially a deadly attack. The Cyclone's going to help out a lot. One SCV seems to be the ticket here. He's going to repair. One Stalker goes down thus far. The commitment to this attack is scouted. He's going straight for the battery. That extra damage against armored is such a big deal here. That single SCV supporting the Cyclone. The Marine is drawing some fire. Looking for the opportunity. He's on point. The SCV does need to be targeted. Oh my god, the damage is ridiculous. The Cyclone holding the line. This one Oh, wait a second, there's a Stargate here. Because why wouldn't there be a Stargate? Let's not be silly. Is there another Cyclone on the way? There is. It's not done yet. He's going for the pylon. He needs that pylon. He's just bringing the SCVs. Oh my god. Oh, loses the clone. You can't. Oh, does he even see the Stargate? Masa, he sees the Stargate. Losing the clone's a huge mistake. He cancels the command center. At this point, without the bunker up, losing that clone, you gotta be a little more careful with that. Was doing so well, but now against the Void Ray proxy, and Mana's not all in behind this. He is expanding. Now, he doesn't have that many probes. He's really been committed to this aggression. The Masa does not have a command center until about 1 second from now. There's nothing to easily take out the Widow Mine. Whatever it hits is going to be useful. Oh, a lock-on and a Void Ray. Gonna bring the shields off that Warp Prism. Nope. What? That Void Ray but he's going to push it back. Oh, the intercept. Who's catching who? Well, it's definitely Mana catching Masa there. It looked good. That's not really where you want your command center. Another Viking is done. He locks on. Gonna kill one of the Void Rays. Will the command center be canceled? The second cancel. Ooh, Widowmine hitting from downtown. The Void Ray, it's getting dangerously low. One more Viking hit will complete the kill. He needs to build that command center. The game is already confusing. Oh, Mana! Just a little lazy there, to be honest. He had to have known that the Viking could have been lurking. Behind it, the SCV scouted out. There are two command... Okay. So there are two command centers on the way. And a Dark Shrine and a Void Ray. Well, the Void Ray is going to need to be canceled. That Void Ray is not going to finish. Oh, why not? Of course. Despite the fact that there's overwhelming enemy units, we're just going to go slap another pylon. Don't want to lose that Void Ray, right, Mana? Apparently. Masa has next to no production. He's going to have 3 CC. The Viking just brawling it out. Does actually very good damage on the ground against mechanical units like Stalkers. He could repower the Stargate. Wait, what? No, what? What? Oh my god. The biggest brain plays. So here's what happens. He kills this pylon. He's like, I got it. He's committing to the Stargate. He's going all in. But the all-in is not with the Stargate. He's going for DTs. He's got the backup pylon. The SCVs are out on the map. 2 DTs are warping in at the same time as 2 orbitals are building. This could be the worst timing to send in DTs. It depends if Masa drops his mules. Like, the DTs are going to come in the split second when these orbitals are done. Like, there is no engineering bay. There are no units either. You could just go up the ramp. The DTs. But there's nothing to actually kill the Dark Templar. He's gonna get the one in the main. There's another DT at the net. Damage being done by a Viking! There are glaives behind it. Still a DT at the net. The Viking picks up 30 to 37 workers, but Masa does have 3 CCs, remember. More DTs are warping in. Masa doesn't have that many units. There's no bunker. At the same time, oh, a Raven is on the way. He can build turrets. The Viking lands again. Adepts can't shoot up. This isn't co-op. He's forced to build. There's another Viking! 10 probes have died to Vikings. Ready to plunder. Okay, so Masa has 3 CCs. He has 3 racks of factory and a starport. And he's about even on workers. I think Masa's in a pretty great spot here, despite the amalgamation of whatever this has been. A random Widow Mine gonna connect with an Adept. He should be able to take it out, though. Oh, it's... Get out of it. Run. No. What a save. But at the same time, there's not that many. He's just coming in. Are glaives done? Glaives are done. He splits off. He uses an auto turret. Does Masa. Instead of... Well, he could scramble. If he has the energy, he can scramble the Archon. There are a lot of Adepts coming in. This is still some dangerous aggression. Importantly, the depot comes up. Masa... Well, Mana needs to do some damage here. There are a lot of Adepts. Stim is nearly done. I'm not sure if stimming is the right call in this scenario. He's gonna throw Shade again. The depot, just at the last second. There's a Widowmine in the mineral line. He's still not committing to jump on top. +1 is done for Mana, by the way. That makes these units so much more effective. The Widowmine was taken out. The Archon holding the line for now. What just happened on the other side? Did he lose another Viking killing probes? But he did kill probes. SCV is going down. The Widowmine, big connection in the front. But the Shade all the way through to the main. He completes it! Masa needs to pull it together. Mana finding 22 SCVs have gone down. Masa cannot find a way to stabilize. +1 is coming up. A lot of Adepts are gonna die. This orbital, he has 3 CCs, but he only has 17 SCVs. Oh, finally a medevac finishes. He's been very careful about stimming. The orbital, though! The orbital! There are 2 Stalkers and an Archon, but that might be enough to take it down. He's gonna kill it! The Raven's so important. He has less and less scans. but there's not very many units. Like, Mana doesn't have units that kill bio. +1, I mean, you have enough units you can kill bio. Yes, I understand how math works, but... Oh, he doesn't quite have enough bio units to hold this, I don't think. Does he use the anti-armor missile? An anti-armor missile could change everything, but so could force fields. Masa, he's dropping mules. He has to pull the boys again. There is no third for Mana, by the way. He's only had 38 probes. He's up against double mule. Unfortunately, did lose that third orbital. That's a huge deal. The third orbital might have kept him about even on economy, but Mana still has the slight advantage here. +1 armor starts... Oh, the anti-armor missile gonna connect on not very much. The Guardian Shield at the back. Not a great one. Not a great force field there. Splits off against the Widowmine. There's another Widowmine at the back line. He's starting to break through. The boys are pulled. The Guardian Shield is holding. He doesn't want to lose any more SCVs, but he might have to. Another Widowmine. He's trying. Mana does a great job of splitting it off. More Widowmines come off the line. The boys are pulled, potentially for the last time. There's just not enough left. Mana breaks through. Well, that was a roller coaster. I don't even know. I don't know how much both of them were thinking so much as reacting. Remember, Neeb is waiting. Especially if Masa ends up taking 2 more, but Mana up 2-1. Alrighty, go. I'm sorry, I need to just take a quick mental break there. Here we go. Game 4. And thankfully we've gone back to colors that are more distinguishable. You know, it's even more crazy because they just keep switching colors the entire series. You can barely tell. Keep track of who's who at what time, but I'll help you guys with that. In the top right, the Polish Protoss showing he can freestyle with the best of them. From Team Liquid, it's Mana. And in the bottom left, the Canadian Terran. Needs to win out from here. He beat Neeb in the previous year. What is this? No, you're not gonna do... No, no, no! You stop! You stop it! You stop it! Don't you dare! Well, he might have seen the SCV, but this is the double down mind game here. I don't think Masa would have done this if the probe didn't see the SCV, but I think what's happening right now, I don't know if Mana was actually paying attention. He's not scouting, but we've kind of gotten to the point where Protosses don't bother looking for the Rex because it could be anywhere. Like, if it's so obvious that you're proxying, why not just build it in the main? Oh my god. I believe I've seen this in Bronze Lake Heroes. Okay. So those crazy long-term macro games I was talking about how Mana likes? Well, that's not happening. And he's building a tech. I give up. There's a factory building at home, and he's putting in a safe position. I don't know what to say. We'll just have to see what happens. Oh! 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 What is that? There's a bunker! Everybody come home! He's building shield batteries! The jig is up, but is it too late? Good custom shells. He doesn't want to take any hits. He can use the bunker. Another bunker coming in. Every hit counts on those marauders. They can't be healed. I don't even know how he saw this. Like, I don't... He just decided to go that direction for a split second. He can target down the stalkers on the bunker. Going for the SCV. Breaks the knees on one of the zealots. Looking for the pylon. Gotta be very careful. He's still building marauders. Remember, Masa doesn't have nothing back home. This isn't all in. This is a single Rex and a bunker. He's working his way up. Oh, another marauder. Gonna try to drain the shield batteries, but it looks like this has been shut down. Like, he needed a couple more he needed concussive shells done before it was scouted for this to be the most effective. Oh, the shield battery's out of energy, but he doesn't get a single near perfect game. So, oh, what? He just the marauder just pops out like, uh-huh. But what? There's two. What? There's a robo, but there's two SCVs killing a pylon. The SCVs should do enough damage so that the Cyclone can safely kill this in time. There's another probe coming out to repower it. If the SCVs hadn't done that, the Cyclone would have been vulnerable. The Rex is on its way home. 3 more in the main. There are now 2 clones. He's gonna go ahead and continue to keep track. They'll try to expand. Masa's just given up on expanding in this series. Boys will be pulled. Again. 6 stalkers are very dangerous. He needs the tank. He needs the tank, and he really doesn't want to lose any depots. Oh, the repair. The repair. The Cyclones do so much. I don't know anymore. He's going like 1 base stim. And on the other side, the barracks is going to scout all this. Like,
base is under attack.
Masa, you don't want to loot. The tank is out. The tank is a big deal. Will he build a War Prism next? Because he can't go up the ramp with the tank. He hasn't seen the tank yet. He did see a Tech Lab factory. So Masa going with the 1 base. And the tank isn't quite there. He does have a... Sees the observers. That's a huge part of this. Is he building? He doesn't have a prism. So the attack kind of has to end for now. Raven on the way. Raven, a great choice. Oh, is he just going to let those up, the adepts? Okay. The wall. Does Masa know about the expand? He doesn't, but he can't expect mana to just sit and not expand if he's not able to get damage done. Do the adepts actually shade? Yeah, he's holding on to it for as long as... It's combat shields, which means he wants to get down this ramp somehow. He could scramble the sentries with the interference matrix. Oh, and he's gonna get it. No. The lock-on. Killing the observer is a big deal. So what does he do? What's the play here? Because if you don't scramble the sentries, you can't get down the ramp. But at the same time, he might want to save the energy. It's 2 tanks. It's 2 tanks. He's... dangerous game. He's going to walk down the ramp. The Raven, he does get down the ramp. Ooh, the force field. Yeah. Guys. He does have concussive shells, remember. Because, remember the tech... Never forget the tech lab. 2 minutes. This is gonna be a one base all. You gotta pull the boys, right, Masa? What are you doing? Bring the boys. Don't tell me you're gonna expand out of this. Is there a warp prism? Of course there's a prism. No, you don't. This is one of those awkward situations where Masa can actually kind of just continue building because he has all the great tech. Well, I think when this happens, you pull the boys. But the boys are already being pulled. Doesn't matter. Just pull the rest of them. Get them out. Just. He's gonna warp in more on the other side. Oh, coming back with both the clones. Ooh, smart choice. He can maybe target the prism. Does he just go for it? He does. Locks it on. Cancels the lock. On the opposite side of the map, there's a shadow war happening. Wait a second, but Masa's going around the top. Does he? Who sees? He sees the army. That's a huge deal. He walks right past him. He just walks right past. He's on the opposite side. He's counterflanked. Oh, so much damage with the anti-armor missile, but the recall comes out. He doesn't kill an immortal. He needs to attack while that anti-armor is there. Okay, the SCVs are being slaughtered. There is now a very short timer on this attack. Masa had the opportunity for the jump, but didn't quite get what he wanted there. The tanks aren't entirely sieged. Where are all the units? Mana jumping on top. Masa being gutted. The Cyclones are here. GG. Mana takes it 3-1 in a confusing, tumultuous series, but he takes it and will go on to face Neeb and removes the possibility of a mirror match in the finals. I mean, we need to calm down. Now we have Euthermal. Euthermal versus a laser. So we're just getting started. Is what.
I try to get by something that I'm not into. My mind is paralyzed. Don't care, I just might pack my bags and take off tonight.
Wait, no, that's wrong.
Don't need the pressure from you. No need to put that on me. Just need some fresh air to breathe.
Thank you guys for tuning in for the final day of the Starladder Ultimate Series. I hope you guys have enjoyed my coverage. You can find all of it on YouTube as well. Well, besides a few of some of the series yesterday, because I haven't had time to upload all of them yet. And we'll be starting in 2 minutes. I want to thank Invalu Aquarium, Kyle BRW for the subs, Andy B for 13 months, Orion 7217, Balthazar Lang, oh, thank you for the host, Zed Mid please, ICW, Zed Mid for the bits, Yellow Kids, I Love PR, Beer, and Paradox for the subs as well. Thank you guys for that.
No need to put that on me. Just need some fresh air to breathe.